What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. So like I told you guys on the last video, I was changing my bias for gold. Okay, so for the past few weeks we have been going on a bullish trend. Let me show you guys, creating new higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher highs. So I decided to change my bias yesterday. I was looking at the chart, I was studying, and then I came with the conclusion that I was going to switch the bias to bearish bias. Okay, so I was looking to go short on the market, and it was very quick. All right, so past couple of videos I talked about having patience and then having the right actions. Okay, taking the right actions, making a good decision. So as soon as I finished recording my last video of the switching the bias video, I decided to enter a trade, and look at this. This is insane. Okay, the plan was to enter the market right before the close, right before closure. That I knew that once market opened after 6 p.m. last night, we were probably going to see a gap down. So I think it was around 7:30ish. I think I decided to close the trade. It was a huge profit. Let me grab the numbers and then I'll show you guys everything. Okay, so one moment. 32.96 was my entry. 49 already have it here, and then closure was profit 62.97. okay, 33 points for one trade. Okay, now let me break it down to you guys how this worked. Okay, so for the replay button, so we were right around here, and I basically said this is the 1 hour time frame. I basically said that I think we need one more candle. Hold on, let me see if this will work. This candle, flipping bearish. Okay, so I basically said that once we were on the second bullish candle right over here, this candle over here, we would have to break either below this candle or have some sort of confirmation on a basically higher price action, a confirmation for a higher price for me to enter for a short trade. Okay, this trend line wasn't here, but we would either come back to this buy zone and go for shorts, or somewhere around 33.110 go for shorts as well, or if we break below this low over here. Okay, so we ended up breaking. I ended up taking a trade. The risk, now this is a big risk for me. Usually I usually have max 5-6 points risk. Okay, so this I was calculating at 9.5, but if I want to short it, I'll have the top of the wick right over here, top of the wick, as my stop loss. Okay, now let me explain to you guys why it's always going to be either the top or the bottom of the wick. So if I put the stop loss right somewhere in the middle of the wick, if we look at the 30-minute time frame, the candle is moving. So when price is moving, it's probably gonna pull back, and then tap me out of the trade. Okay, so the stop loss above the wick gives me some sort of room for the candle not to touch my stop loss. So that's my risk. Okay, my entry was right over here, literally almost below this break below line over here that I put. Okay, so that was my entry. Stops right above this high. I think it's 1 hour high as well. This is too big. Let me put it here just to adjust so it looks clear. And then now the end goal. Okay, so we already talked about entry, stop loss. Now we're gonna talk about the take profit zone. Take profit zones are usually somewhere around here because this is an area of support. But I was feeling that the market was gonna go much lower than this. Okay, and then let me explain why. So if we zoom out, we see that on the left here we have this clean range over here. We went from, I think, 33, yeah, no, 32.45, I said last time, 32.45 to 32.88. So we would probably come down all the way to this area again. Now that was just the plan. If it had worked out, would have been perfect. So let me hit the play button. And then now this was quick. So I looked at the market. This was about, hold on, why isn't this working? This was about 6 p.m. So this was when market opened. Trade, I think it was around 10 points. So 10 points right over here. 10 points in profit. And I told myself, let me follow the plan this time. Let me see how this is going to work out, okay? So, hold on, I can just do this. So I said, let me follow the plan. Let's see how this works out and have a little bit more patience. Now, once I play this, you guys are going to see that the market just dipped, okay? Boom. I decided to close at about 33 points for a trade. This is single-handedly the biggest trade this year so far, around 1 to 4.5 risk to reward. 1 to 1.5 risk to reward. So depending on how much I would have risked, I'm not going to say any numbers. Depending on how much I would have risked here, I just made 4.5 times that amount. Okay, so let's just say, for an example, if I risk $1,000, I made back $4.5 thousand. Now, I'm not going to say any numbers, but it was pretty good trade. Okay, pretty good trade, 33 points. Insane, right? We tapped the area that we were looking to tap. Like I was saying, the first take profit zone was right over here. Second take profit zone would have been right over here, which we tapped and then reversed after. Okay, so now the plan is, what are we looking to do after now, right? Now, I'm not sure, because I was going to go for shorts, and then my other plan after the trade would have been to pull back and then look for another short to the downside. But market just decided to basically respect this area of support and resistance and come back, like literally do the same move that we did here, all the way right here again. Boom. From 32.45 to 32.88. Insane market move. Okay. Now, another thing is, I'm going to take this out. Another thing is, this is another area of clean traffic right over here. Okay. This is not what I want. This is what I want. This is another area. Let's look here at the left now. This is another area of clean traffic. So my other plan now is to see if we are looking to come down here. If we break this area over here of 33.10, we will possibly come down to this area of 32.88 again one more time. Okay, if we do that. Now we have this trend line over here that we used, and this is one of the calculations that we made to switch the bias to short. Okay, right now we're just moving back. If we break above this buy zone over here, if we look left, we have this area of resistance and then support. If we break above this buy zone, I would potentially like to see a 33.40 area touch right over here if we continue bullish. Now this is too much. This is so many moves on the market right now. So we made a high, a low, and now we're coming back to the same area. I think it's too risky, to be honest. Probably after today's trade, I'm gonna sit out. So today's Thursday, still have Friday, still have tomorrow. I think a good move is probably gonna happen tomorrow. But here is my plan. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably risk 1% of my account. Okay, so this trade, I think I was risking close to 7 to 8% of the trade. Actually, 7 to 9% I was risking on this trade to make 4 times that. So that was literally insane. Okay, and then second, I'm looking for the next trade, possibly for tomorrow. If I see a good setup, I'm probably gonna risk 1%. So 1% of my account, that's it. Not gonna do either half or 1%, and then I'm done for the week. It's literally been an insane week, so many wins, and then yeah, I'll be looking to probably trade next week if the market conditions are good. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. See you guys on the next one.